What's going on, people? How are you? How are you? How are you? Come on in and welcome to another segment of the good, juicy New Music Monday. Come on in, come on in, come on in, everybody. You already know what time it is. Let me see who's in the building. I see some people talking here. Let me just see what y'all talking about, though. Okay. Hey, Bridget, how are you? Hey, Terrell, what's going on? Are y'all ready for some good stuff? Okay. She said, I can sing. How can I apply? Yeah, girl, listen. Don't let me stop your goodness. Okay. Email me, honey. Emails. You can email at B as in Miss B, V as in victorious, L as in no lames allowed. Okay. E echo at 1be at gmail.com. I'm gonna say that again in a little while. I know that's a lot. That was a whole lot. Okay, that was a whole lot. Don't listen, don't shoot me, okay? It's my email address, all right? Hey Christina, how are you? Hey. How are you? How are you? BDB, who is BDB? Who is that? Who is BDB? What's a BDB? I'll take it though. I said, hey, you talking to me? Hey, honey. Hey. Oh, you talking to Bridget. Oh, y'all have no side. Oh, okay. Well, girl, you gonna talk to me? Are you gonna speak to me? You came in the house speaking to my guest. Like you ain't talking, you ain't said nothing to the host. Okay? Hello, daughter. Hello. Hey, Miss Shelley, how are you? Come on in. Listen, you guys, come on in the building and share. Let me tell you something. If you have not, let me fuss for a second. If you have not liked, if you have not subscribed, if you have not turned on notifications, if you have not done any of the things, then shame on you. Okay? We are 6 months. Y'all, today is June the 1st. Okay? We are 6 months into 2020, and you mean to tell me you ain't following what she, me, her is doing right now? She, me, her is claiming the game, claiming it. Okay? I ain't playing in the game. I am claiming the game. I have taken over the game. Okay? Hello, y'all. Hey. Okay, so go ahead and share. We have some good music for you today. Have you all danced today? Have you cut a rug today? Have you had any type of motion, any type of action, any type of things going on here? Okay. Hey, Shamira, how are you, honey? Come on in. Because we have a guest for you that is going to make you move, is gonna make you groove, and gonna make you do a whole. Listen, he gonna just make you catch a whole entire vibe. How about that? When's the last time y'all caught a vibe? Caught a vibe. Like somebody tossed it to you and you just caught it. When's the last time that happened in your life? Never? Oh, okay. I didn't think so. So I'm gonna tell you something. I'm about to get y'all prepared. It's this young man right here. Listen, cutie patootie. Look at the hair. Okay. Look at the glasses. Oh, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. I'm telling you. Listen. That young man, ladies and gentlemen, his name is Prada Gino. Okay? Prada Gino. Y'all done heard of Prada before. Okay? His name is Prada Gino, and he is going to bless you with a whole vibe. Y'all want to hear it? Listen, let me quit running my mouth and let y'all catch one. Okay? So I can catch one with you. All right? Come on in and listen to the smooth sounds of Prada Gino. This is Catch a Vibe.
It's Prada Gino. Act like you ain't know. Vibe gon' catch a vibe. It's a new day, rep a new day. Pour some extra sugar in the Kool-Aid. Y'all know it's hot like them Blue Jays. Gotta hit the block with a new fade. Bring the whole world, yeah, new stage. A new chapter, turn a new page. Moving on up on a new wave. Gon' catch a vibe like you turn a new age. Gon' catch a vibe, don't it feel good? Gon' catch a vibe, rolling backwoods. Treat yourself this weekend, yeah, you know you should. Yeah, I knew you would. Ain't no stopping you. Summertime topping, you deserve to get it poppin'. Hit the store you shopping for that weekend, got you copping that new outfit. Catch a vibe, you the shit. All your friends want it. Hashtag my click, yeah. Pull up to the spot, hop out of the ride. Make a few calls, get the party live. As soon as all my friends arrive, I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe, girl, get it right, get it right. Gon' catch a vibe, young light bright. Shake that ass, gon' tell them haters night night. Cause it really doesn't matter what they might like. No, shoulda, woulda, coulda, that's a big mistake. Got you thinking about all the moves you gotta make. She got it all and them girls can relate. To that cake, 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 cake. Make a name for it, make a name for it. Gon' catch a vibe, yeah, aim for it. Chillin' at the top, yeah, I came for it. Got me blowing up the spot, chase the game. Look to the spot, hop out of the ride. Make a few calls, get the party live. As soon as all my friends arrive, what you gon' do? I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe. This is an opportunity to be you. Gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe. Pull up to the spot, hop out of the ride. Make a few calls, get the party live. As soon as all my friends arrive, I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe.
Man, did y'all catch the vibe or no?
Did y'all feel that or what?
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have the one, the only, drum roll, Prada Gino. Act like you know.
Thank you so much, Ms. B, for giving me this opportunity to be here. And I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Yeah, we have an exciting show. Catch a vibe, man. It's such a simple message. It's so simplistic, but it's so powerful.
Yeah.
Especially in today's society. It's time for us to band together and catch that vibe.
Yes. Now, I don't know what's happening, but I know you got a lag there. It's just a tad bit of a lag, but that's okay. That's okay. Let me see. Say something, because I don't want to lose nothing.
I'm here. You can hear me?
Yeah, it's a delay. It's a delay. Do me a favor and go backstage and then come back, okay? And we'll get this right, because I want them to hear you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so while we get the connection right and everything, I don't know what happened, because we just tested this thing and it was perfectly fine, okay?
Is it better now?
No, it's there. So we'll go completely out. Let me see, go completely out and then come back in. There you go. Okay, so we're going to get him together because we need you all to hear what he got to say on this Catch a Vibe Monday, honey. Catch a Vibe Monday. So while we're waiting on him to come back, you guys, then I want you all. There you go. There he is. Say something.
Hello.
Boom. There you go. Okay. So while we're working and getting this thing together and everything, you guys, I need you all to go ahead and share to all of your fans, your family, your friends, your foes, your this, your that. It don't matter. Everybody need a vibe to catch. Everybody, we just throwing what Oprah say. You get a vibe. You get a vibe. You get a vibe. You get a vibe.
You winning.
Yes. Okay, Prada, let's get into it, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Now, please tell us the beginning of Prada. How did Prada Gino, how was he birthed? How was he born?
I was born on the west side of Chicago at Oak Park Hospital.
Yes, yes.
Spent my early years on the west side of Chicago. My granddad lived off of Austin Avenue, the dividing line of the Oak Park and the west side of the city, where a lot of action went down.
Action. Okay. A lot of action. I'm a Chi-Town girl myself, so I know up and down Austin. Boom. Action.
Action, exactly. And as far as my background, originally, I've always been an entertainer. My parents put me in gymnastics classes when I was young. And from there, the entertainment value turned into acting, and I started to pursue acting. I took my acting craft out of high school, and I went into Columbia College, Chicago, and I decided to start working on scene study, and it really decided to pursue that career. But at the same time, music was always thriving. I was always creating new scenarios and new music, and that was always going hand in hand with the creativity of me as an actor. And I transferred, I tried to transfer to USC. I moved to LA, actually. It took me 2 weeks. I just packed my bags and I left. So my family, I'm going to LA, and I'm gonna do what I need to do to make it happen.
Yeah.
They were very supportive. I mean, understanding that at 18 years old, there's not really much you can do to stop me at that point.
Right.
But the direction that I was heading was in a positive one. And so they were supportive 100% in my endeavors. And slowly my focus switched from, trying to be the actor to being an activist and being in music. And that's where, we are today. I made one full album to date. Everything I've made has been mixtapes. And so this Catch a Vibe album is going to be really something special because it's the first time that I'm really able to establish a sound for Prada Gino and what you guys can expect to hear from me from now on.
Right. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Now, what was the thing that pushed you to take that leap? Because let me tell you something. There's such a fear in some people, in some entities, where they have so much gift on the inside of them, but man, oh man, there's something just constricting them and just restricting them from stepping out there and taking that leap. You at 18 years old were like, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? I know there's something greater out here. I want to pursue my endeavors. I have a dream that I want to reach, and I'm going to accomplish it come hell or high water. What was that push like? Where did you get that from?
I always thought that there was an opportunity for me to change the environment. And due to most of my family staying put in the same place and becoming a product of responsibility or they have in that place, I knew that at this point, if I go and I take the leap of faith and I fail, I get to come back and I can try again. And I think that too much people stay complacent in where they are and don't think about the values of if they remove themselves from that comfort, how would they see the world?
Because it is so much bigger than your circle right there where you are.
Exactly. And I think people need to get out of the mindset that the people that are around them at a certain time in their life are going to be the same people that surround them when they are at their best and when they're at their worst.
I'm telling you, that's real right there. That is real right there. That's good. And I think we need to really understand too that number one, and I say this all the time, I got it from my pastor in Chicago, where he said, and I'll never forget it, that we are not meant to live this life alone. So we're not meant to live this life alone. And when I take that, I say, I translate it even in business, in art, and creativity, we're not meant to live this life. We're not meant to do this thing alone. So you were born into an entity. You were born into a family, into a dynamic. However, that was your bridge to get here, right? And then as you evolve and as you grow, you then travel, you then become exposed to other things, other people, other energies, and then there to impact you and assist you in the rest of the way. You know what I mean? But if you stay in your own four walls, then you have boxed yourself in, you've limited your creativity, you've limited your dream, your goals, you've limited yourself, and you're stopping and hindering all of the people and the entities and energies that you were supposed to impact with your presence by staying in your comfort zone.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I think that people have to realize that surrounding themselves with like-minded individuals who have the same passion you do will reflect on your character and will help you build and grow into character as you hit milestones, or as you hit those points in your life where you realize that it's time, to make a change and do something different. And I think as I got older, I started to realize that there were things that mattered to me and there are things that no longer matter.
Yeah. What was that epiphany for you? What were the things that mattered when you got older? What was your list? What were your pros and your cons, things that matter, don't matter? And then at what age did you make this new direction?
I would say that probably around late teens, 16, 17, around 18 years old, I started to really realize that I was becoming the man I was gonna be, and I needed to put myself. I wanted to separate myself from the help, and it's not in a negative way. It's more like if I move across country and put myself in a situation where I need to depend on myself and my mental health at this point for me to establish myself in adulthood, then I'm going to take that time and sacrifice that so that I can better mold an outlook and plan on what I really want to do. And like a lot of people today are so fixated maybe on one solid understanding of what they think they might like. Oh, I know this has been the one thing that I know since I was a little kid. I wanted to be, a dancer. If I wanted to be this, I'd be that. But for me, I always wanted to be entertainment, but it was never paid. I always knew I wanted to be in front of people. I always knew I had a message to give, or some kind of audience to please.
Right.
And I just needed to find the niche. And I feel like right now in hip hop, these leaders that we have now are not setting the example for education for the future. And they're not educating the youth to change the outlook on their life and realize, hey, what's considered cool today is not going to save you in life later. It's only going to be a product of that time that you can look back at and go, wow, I was cool.
Sure.
But how did that help me out in the long run? We need to just, I think we need to change the conversation with music. And I think that, hip hop is the number one, consumed genre in the United States, according to Nielsen, as of 2019. That's more than pop. That's more than rock. That's more than country. We, as pop culture right now, are the most influential. And instead of using our platform to help people build, we are still using our platform to pin ourselves against our fellow man. And that's what we're glorifying. It's all self-glorification. I'm the best. I'm better than the other people, instead of necessarily lifting up a bunch of people around you.
Right. And being different. Okay. Room for everybody.
Yeah. And I think that definitely being different sets you apart. I mean, we can look back at history and look at people that were different. I mean, we're talking about Prince. We're talking about Michael Jackson. We're talking about people that literally changed the norm, changed the way the music is perceived today. And people died for it, and we need to honor the people that were taking the culture in the right direction and continue that legacy. It's bigger than just making some money and dying with that money. It's better for us to be able to enrich the community, to be able to expand that money, and also be able to be fruitful for the rest of eternity.
Right. So how do you build that? That's a big deal. It's necessary to bring the big deal of another. How do you going about doing it?
Well, I think that it takes for our, social leaders to start to change the direction of the conversation, start to address the issues in these communities and places where things are disproportionate for others and help bring them up. There is no reason why, with the type of influence and the type of money these people still could make on top of what they're doing, that they wouldn't want to build up the community that is enriching them.
Got it. Got it. Now, one of the comments is saying that I'm echoing a bit on your side. So, yeah, we had that I'm echoing that I hear it.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, I'm echoing on your side.
Oh, on my side.
Yeah. We were fine when we started. Yeah.
Is it better?
Much better. Yes. Okay.
Two mics built in, so we'll just move back and forth.
Right. Okay. All righty. So that's good. Like I said, that's a great and necessary thing that we need to do. So now, how, and that's what I'm saying. And I asked you this before, but I know the comments were saying we were echoing. However, once again, if you can repeat how you think we can go about, how would you unify the field, the world, the genre of hip hop? You know what I mean? How would you try? What is your desired goal? How do you propose it to get that done?
Well, I think that we have to make some people uncomfortable, and we need to shift the narrative from what is glorified now and start to shift it towards education and self-reliance, self-dependent. And even so, these artists, for the most part, are owned by somebody else who makes that much more money than they do to exploit what they're doing. And it's better if these people took an extra 5 years when they're building their fan base and built their own business.
Yeah.
So that they don't have to give up control of their creativity to somebody else to decide what's considered hot and what can we exploit for quick cash.
Absolutely.
And so really, I think it's going to take for people who are independent, someone like Akon, who has brought electricity to 400 million Africans. Time to change the conversation and bring it towards education and bring it towards reform and start getting our young people to vote and make a difference.
Right.
And I just think that music it's so subjective. And right now, hip hop is number one, and people are looking at it and are praising it and are emulating it. So we need to make it work for us.
Right. Absolutely. That's I agree with you 1000%, simply because, again, like you said, it's more, it's out here, and don't get me wrong, it's a need. There's such a space in our culture for, and in our society, in our time, for hip hop. It's always been, ever since hip hop was birthed, there's always a room. There was a need for hip hop, okay? Culturally, and then just musically, or whatever the case, creatively, there's a need, okay? There's a space there. Now, but the message has deviated over the course of time, right?
Yeah.
The message
that we couldn't get into about the music industry and why it shifted the way it did in the 90s. But that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, exactly. It deviated because when it was birthed and conceived, it had a message, okay?
Yeah.
And then it evolved, and that's fine. And, we're all for the evolution and all for the growth and change with time. I mean, look at technology. Look at, everything is growing and changing with time. And it's supposed to make life easier. You know what I'm saying? Work smarter, not harder type of situation. So now, we're in this era right here with hip hop. And in that, we're talking about, what are we talking about? Sex, drugs, money, cars, women and diamonds and bling.
It puts African Americans in place where other people think we're supposed to be.
Right. Right.
And that stereotype or narrative needs to be changed.
It does. It does. Absolutely, it does. But it first has to start from within. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, people have to change their heart first.
Yes.
And for a lot of people, that's going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah. Because right now, and it's so crazy. First of all, we're going to separate the wheat from the tare. That's first. Okay, you're gonna really see who's about the hip hop life,
right?
And not who's a gimmick. Okay, because a lot of the ones that are out here, no tea, no shade. A lot of the ones that's out here, their whole shtick is bling and cash money and women and girls and the whole 9 yards. And you take those elements away, and it's like
there's nothing.
Nothing. Okay, nothing over a tight beat. Yeah. Okay. Pretty much. Okay. So your substance or the lack thereof, is just not there anymore. So that right there is going to help in itself. It's going to eliminate a whole lot of,
Yeah, stuff. Just think that if the genre of hip hop was shifted and the leader said, now it's time to glorify and uplift, how many songs would disappear that are considered the hottest songs right now? Every single one of them.
It'll be a silent station. The station would just be instrumentals.
To be announced.
Yes, all the way through. Because, and not to say that, there are some ones that are definitely positive, definitely uplifting, definitely encouraging. But unfortunately, like you said at the top of the segment, what's being glorified is the popular and not the potency.
Exactly.
Okay? That's what's being glorified. And then, unfortunately, that's what's being influential. And that's what's determining the actions and the mindset of those today, young and old.
Yeah.
Okay? So I totally get it. I listen, sign me up, sign BB Entertainment up, sign New Music Monday up. I'll correspond the whole, you dig, okay? So I get it. I understand. Yeah. That's good. That's really good.
We need community outreach, and we need a system that maybe our leaders can come together, that they can implement in each of these communities that already have the fundamentals, what our goals are in this and how to execute it. And then in that way, like we do for any governmental body, we are able to create that system and put it into place. But right now, according to the way the government works the system, it doesn't work in the favor, at least of people of color, because there's so much corruption in that. There's gerrymandering, which stops, good investors from coming into an area and wanting to change it because maybe the political affiliation isn't the same, or maybe the poverty level is disproportionate. And you think, oh, well, I want to cut that part out because that's the poor people, and I want to make sure I only appeal to these affluent people and keep redrawing this map so that I can only appeal to my people. And that's not really how the government should be working for us.
Right.
That's why I think that it's important for us to come together and unify, because only times that they have really destroyed our history and might is when we try to come together and start something for our own.
Come on. Black Wall Street. Hello.
Yep.
Black Wall Street.
Think how different Pennsylvania would be today.
Yeah, oh my God. Oh my God. Black Wall Street, let me tell you something, would have just consumed all things economic. Okay?
Yep.
I hear that word here. So the crazy part is, it was just one street. I think it was called Greenwood. One street from the beginning to the end, nothing but businesses, Black-owned businesses. They were talking about how the $1 could just regenerate. It'll just be inside of the Black Wall Street in that economic system for 5, 6, 7 years. Okay, that one single dollar, because they're just, you just duplicated it and just using it all throughout this. Just they handed it from one hand to another hand in that same economic system.
Yep.
That's amazing.
I'm not saying that this is something that necessarily needs to be created to alienate anyone else.
Sure.
I do think that it's important to have, you know, maybe your own community and your own news anchors and your own outlet to be able to create the narrative that represents you the most. I mean, look at it. Just CNN, Fox, MSNBC, NBC, all of these, you know, they don't necessarily represent Black people. There's not really one network that has African-American interests in mind. And you can't find it in other places either. Australia, or BBC in Europe, it doesn't matter. We don't have that.
We don't have that.
Just think how much more of an influence if people thought that there was something they could tune in from, that people were talking that they felt like were their peers.
Right.
Felt like people they wanted to look up to be.
That is so crazy. And it's unfortunate. Oh my God, it's so unfortunate that we don't have that. And listen, again, you know, people know me to not hold in my tongue. I am one to say what I say what I mean what I say, right? And I pride myself on not being afraid of a man on the face of this earth. There's no man that puts fear in my heart. So I can say whatever I feel, which is why I create my own platform. That way I can say whatever I feel and I don't have to be under anybody's duress or anybody's rules, okay? So for me, I love all people, okay? Love all people, respect all people. However, like you said, here we are. Unfortunately, it's come to light, or it's been coming to light, is that our people are the only race of people that does not do that, does not come together to bring their money together, to bring their resources together, to bring all of the things together, right? We're the only ones in this day and time. Now, see, of course, like I said, example, Black Wall Street, that was prime example that we can actually do it, and we're very powerful in doing so, and it was white supremacy that came and shut it down, okay? But they shut it down because there's a fear. There's always been a fear, not of us because we duking it out, but no, of us and our power, our potential, our gift, our talents, because we're the ones that actually, we possess all of these things naturally, God-given from birth. We possess all of this good magic stuff, and then we operate in it. We just go out there and we just be ourselves.
Yep.
And then just the glory comes down, and then the honey just melts off, and all of the things. Okay, so and that's the thing that they're envious of. That is the thing, and I'm not talking about one race. I'm talking about all of them. There's always something. There's something about us and our people, in our culture. There's the echo again. But there's something about us, our people, our culture that is very alluring. It's very it's there. I mean, to the point where they got to ask themselves, what is it? Oh my God, what is it about those people? You know what I'm saying? Because we know how to come up. We know how to, if we get torn down, we know how to rebuild. All of those things. We cry for a moment, but we build simultaneously between the whites of the tears. We know how to climb right back up.
Yep.
Okay, and it's like, what in the world? So that's the thing that I know. If we were to do that, because we're the only nationality that is not doing that right now. You have Jews, they come together. Okay, Hispanics come together, Latinos come together, Asians come together, Africans come together, Caucasians come together. Us, don't be taking my
It's because the problem is like we were left with nothing, like no gold, no form of financial value,
right,
after this Civil War fight.
Sure.
As each of these generations come up, there's nothing going into these communities where these people are able to keep their homes and stuff over that time, and the generations are still keeping them. But that's it. There's no economic growth in these communities for these people to get out of it. And so it becomes a competition. And I hate to say it like this, but it's like, why do I feel like I need to come up out of this and live somewhere else where people don't look like me and act like me? So then I can only be a target when I go jogging.
There you
Or I
go.
might be at Target when I might have a counterfeit bill. Or I might be sleeping in my house and someone enters the wrong home and it's my fault. You know, so why is the conversation always, I got to get up out of there and I need to, you know, move on up when
Right.
we can just build up these communities and we don't need to move anywhere.
See,
Be self-serving for what we need them to be. And all of the outside influence is welcome. No one's saying that people can't come ask us what we need, what they can do to help us in these communities.
Yeah.
There's never anything wrong with asking to help. It's
right.
when you think you're suggesting the help versus if you ask.
That's it. That's it. Or to add to that we can't move without you. Okay? Like we need you in order for us to gain or to flourish or to grow and build and things like that. That is the attitude that is, you know, prominent in society right now. Is that you need me.
Yeah.
I'll spoon feed you. I'll give you a couple of droplets, couple of coins, couple of whatever to keep you on the string.
Yep. Or to keep you needing the system.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Now listen. I'm all for it. I'm talking about even down to creating a garden and creating your own food, growing your own stuff. Hello.
Yes.
I'm talking about everything.
Yeah.
On your own system.
Especially for Atlanta. If I could get to T.I. or Killer Mike here, like, and sit down and talk to them about, you know, economic growth here in these communities. I understand that we want to build historic. I'm all open to him reopening Bankhead Seafood here in Zone 1 and bringing back that historical feel and value to this area. But I also think you need to join the conversation of opening a grocery store so people can start cooking and learning how to be self-sufficient in that way as well. Prep meals. Make sure that there's an opportunity for farmers markets so locals are encouraged to actually get out and, you know, have a green thumb and give back to their community. We can do these things. These kids out here, especially with something like coronavirus, at this time, people are starting businesses. In times like this is when things rise and when people figure out something new to do. And I'm telling you, these kids out here, at least in the neighborhoods that I know, I see them outside all the time just wandering. Parents don't want to watch their kids. They let them wander the streets. What are they going to learn in the streets? They're going to catch a conversation with somebody. They're going to do something that there's no supervision. So they might do something that gets them in trouble, and then what? There's never the educational value. And what sucks about it, and the hard conversation to have, is a lot of these kids might not have a father.
That's it.
And their mother's working all day already. And the 12-year-old is taking care of the 7 and the 5-year-old like he's an adult.
Right.
He never learns how to be an adult when he turns 18.
Right.
So what does he do? He finds protection in his friends. His friends become his family. And through those friends, he's in a gang now. But he finds respect and love and comfort and people who care for him there.
Right.
And he's making money. You know, so it's hard to change that without starting with the root. And we have to start with the kids before they hit the age to see the influence, the wrong influence.
Right.
And make sure that they see the value in people respecting them and their education and what they could actually do for the world.
That's true. That is true. That's so true. That is so true. My God. Okay. All right. Now, okay, everybody just calm down. Everybody just breathe. But this is good. Woosah. Listen, I want to do just a brief intermission here. Okay. And I want to play some more of your music.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we do that? Would you allow me to do that?
Yes. I think what you have the next song is New Moves.
New Moves. Okay, so tell us about New Moves while I show the people, you know, your swag.
All right. So New Moves it's actually kind of a controversial track because it's me putting myself in the position of one of these Atlanta mumble rappers and pretty much exploiting that lifestyle almost as a joke to me. So not saying that these people's crafts necessarily are a joke and them making it in this form of rap, I just don't see the value in a lot of what they're saying in the music. So this is kind of like if you think of an Eminem comes out with, you know, Go Crazy, or Superman, or one of these songs where it's more comedic in a way, but at the same time, it's still a club song. It still would be played in the strip clubs or at the regular clubs or at house parties or when you're bumping up and down the street. It's still got the bass, the feel, but it's articulated and you kind of can hear the messages as the song goes on. So that's kind of the inspiration behind that track.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, new one and only Mr. Prada Gino.
It's Prada Gino. Let's go. And act like Gino. It's a baby. It's that new move. The ass be jumping them new moves. The class be jumping them new moves. Bitch bad like new. So don't even get it confused. New moves. Gotta hit them new moves. New moves. I gotta hit them new moves. New moves. Hey. On a new whip, making new moves. Hit the strip club, I can't lose. Hit them drip, plain Jane Jewels. Shawty looking fly from all angles. Shawty so bad, breaking all rules. We do everything that I tell her. She said that I'm a good fella. Yeah, all them niggas be jealous. New deal, new money flow. New moves, new dummy flow. I ain't no dummy, though. Gotta make them love me more. Not about them bags. You know, can't touch this when she hits the handstand. She bust it. New moves, gotta hit them new moves. I gotta hit them new moves. New moves, I gotta hit them new moves. This that, bring rap back, now let's flashback to the cash stack in my hatchback. Don't follow the rap pack, I stay fast. What they lack, y'all make back. Get hashtag, no cash back. I'll pass that. Goodbye, like NASDAQ. Let's go. New move. The ass be jumping them new moves. The class be jumping them new moves. Bitch bad like new. So don't even get it confused. New moves, gotta hit them new moves. New moves, I gotta hit them new moves. New moves. I gotta hit them new moves. Making all these new moves, headed straight to the bank. Then I hit that package store, got a couple bottles, we all gon' drink. Then I hit that plug walk like a plug talk, get a pound of that dang. All I know is it better be some of that stank. Better be some of that stank. Yeah, we get it poppin'. It's that summertime. I hit the shiggy with it. All out in the city live. Get the party started. We can tell you feel the vibe. Now hit that new move. As soon as I arrive, let's go. New moves, gotta hit them new moves. New moves, I gotta hit them new moves. New moves, gotta hit them new moves. New moves, I gotta hit them new moves. New moves. The ass be jumping them new moves. The class be jumping them new moves. Bitch bad like new. So don't even get it confused. New moves, gotta hit them new moves. New moves, I gotta hit them new moves. New moves. I gotta hit them new moves.
I gotta hit them new moves. New moves. Yes. He is located. Somebody asked, hold on, let me get him off of him. Okay. Somebody asked, where is he located? He's right here in the A.
Zone 1, Bankhead.
Zone 1, Bankhead. There you go. Yes. So are y'all feeling the new moves? Did y'all feel the new moves, honey? I was over here doing new move. I wanted to. Are people dabbing anymore? Am I?
I don't know.
No. Okay. I mean, I didn't do that anyway. I'm just saying. I'm gonna hit some. That's a new move, because I've never dabbed before. I've never dabbed
So that's your new move right there.
before.
So I just wanted to make something that kind of had the Atlanta feel, the Atlanta beat. I got it, from a local beat maker here who was born and raised in Atlanta. And so I thought, why not, just make a random hyphy song that people would want to hear in the club. And, everything, all of the music on this album has a specific time and place, I believe. And they evoke different feelings, different emotions. And so you have your party songs, and then you have the deep songs that, make you think and that people can relate to. And it's going to be an amazing album, once we complete it.
Yeah. Now, what is that walking past? What is that? Oh my goodness! I'm like, what is this?
This tail keeps wants my attention now.
I see.
Now he needs my attention.
You're right. I see. That's so funny. I'm like, I just see this. Okay. So now, talk to us about your creative process. Like when you write, okay, when you write, where do you go? Like where do you pull from in your writing process?
Usually the method to my madness is that I'm not the type of artist that normally writes music from scratch. So I usually take someone else's beat idea or a form or how they formulated a track, and I start with one line, and that line could be anywhere in the song. It's just some form of a punchline that hits my brain. And then from there, the creativity sparks whichever way it goes. It can be all throughout, the page until eventually it's one solid piece. And sometimes, at least as of lately, since, most people are at home and are Kiki, my fiance is in Boston. She's saying New Moose sounds great. And so I've been here since March for myself, and I have always created music alone. And I think that it's more time for me to be open to having brainstormed ideas in the studio as we're creating the whole thing, versus me getting a beat maker and go, hey, here's your catalog, here's your vision on the music. Now let me take that and create my vision from what you started here.
That's right.
And so I think that's my next move is really getting in a studio with an engineer that I know we can work solid on a full project from nothing, literally nothing.
Yes. Awesome. That's now when it comes down to your selection and things, you said you start with a one line, and then it'll just mutate from there pretty much. When it comes down to your music pairing, your track pairing, you know what I'm saying? How does that even work? You know what I'm saying?
Usually my track pairings happen per producer. So like if I was working with a specific producer, I will usually grab 4 or 5 different sounds, or at least 4 or 5 of their different instrumentals that they have in a catalog or something that's never been used. So then usually there's sound kits, or what they call these sound kits that people buy that have the drum, hits and the hi-hats and the certain things that not every person has the plugin for. They have specific plugins, so the music kind of sounds. It makes the album, instruments that are used in each track are similar. So they're from the same sound kit. So then people are using the same drum kick, but the melody of the actual song is different song to song.
Sure. Okay. That's but that thing is it's happening more often now than it was before. That's crazy. So yeah. Now, with all of that, and then your creative process, 'cause I know some people, and I ask this question per interview, as far as where do you go from, where do you pull from, how do you write? Are you just answered all of those? You're alone and all of that stuff. Okay, in your content, are there certain things that you just will not talk about in your music? Are there certain things that you'd like to stay, one focus, one dimension, what not one dimensional, but one mission geared? You know what I'm saying? Or are you on a vast array? I know you said this album coming up is taking you pretty much on a emotional roller coaster, probably. But now, is there a focused art? You know what I'm saying?
I would say that there is, I guess, a common goal, and it's really that all of the commercial music that will come off of the album will be for all ages. So you're not gonna necessarily hear from those tracks that are gonna be the radio songs, the ones that people are gonna all play, and those ones are gonna be focused on all ages, uplifting,
Sure.
and evoking those feelings for people to feel good.
Right.
And then you have more of these heartfelt songs and other type of tracks that some of them are considered fillers. So like songs that might have came up to me on a whim, but I was able to, like, I literally took somebody gave me a snippet of a beat that was interested in working with me. And I turned it into, I turned a 30-second snippet into a 3-minute song. And just because the beat progression, and then I couldn't hear the rest after 30 seconds. But for some reason, I was able to, from those 30 seconds of beat loop, I was able to make a whole song with a chorus and bridges and everything. And then eventually I reached out to the beat maker and said, I need this full track now. I need to create this. And then come to find out it fits perfectly. So I just think that my inspiration, might come from things must happen. Like, I think that me writing that and then the beat already following it was like I was meant to write that regardless if the beat ever existed. And so for me, there's millions of different things that go on in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm able to pinpoint and focus on some of those things and just drive with it. But yeah, just like anyone else, there's millions of thoughts that cloud in my mind. It's just like, what do I need to latch on? And I have open debates with myself all the time, about situations or about how to handle things or what I'm gonna say before I say it. Maybe in a public setting. And so I think that does help me narrow down my argument and also make sure that I am tailoring the music or whatever it is to focus specifically on the topic that I pulled. In light of things that have been happening most recently, it has to do with, our government and voting rights and how we're perceived as African Americans.
Yeah. Segue. In lieu of everything that's going on right now, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, where are you right now in what's happening in lieu of just last week, starting with George Floyd and progressing on to the protests, which then turned to riots, which then turned to looting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that the original message and the original idea of the protesting is great. I think that in order for us to gain the attention nationally and internationally that we did, that was needed.
Yeah.
Now, I'm as enraged about, violence and crime as anybody else. But at the same time, I'm numb. How many times are we watching people die just in front of us? And it's just like, that's society now.
Yeah.
That's society for this generation. although we know it was true for generations before. But
Sure.
we were moving in the right direction away from that.
Right.
What sucks is everybody is a journalist with a camera. Everyone has a story to tell. So when they're seeing those things happen and rewriting about them, each time it happens, you become more numb to it.
Right.
It affects you less, and you're able to watch it longer. And I think that that's why we need to change the narrative here and maybe stop the protesting and start having these leaders come into each of these cities where this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
These major cities, there's curfews in them and all this stuff. So we know what cities they are. And they need to be talking to the people during the day, maybe when the protest isn't as crazy. But be there at night because they still look up to you as a leader. And if you're standing in between them and the cops, those people will not hurt you to get to them. If they respect your message, if they know that you're really there to side with them, they listen to that. They're not going to listen to their parents. These are like 19, 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds. There's opportunists, there's protesters, people who want to go against the government, like anti-government organizations. So there's a little bit of everything at this. And that's just society today. And we're in an election year.
Right.
And we're in an election year, everything becomes so political.
Right.
So political. Oh, the leftists. Oh, the left Minnesota and governor and mayor. And oh, you mean the American?
Yes.
That's who you're talking to. You're talking to the American people. They are still the American people, whether they don't like you or not.
Right.
You represent every single one of them. So I just think that our leadership is where everything trickles down from. And our leadership right now is not promoting unity and coming together. He's inciting violence and promoting that we should be shunned and stopped.
Yep.
And the governors that don't come in and stop the protests are weak.
Yeah.
That's what he said to those people.
Those very words. Yeah. Those very words. Mm-hmm. Yep. How
do you think a man ever feels good being called weak from another man?
Mm-mm.
And I'm not, and not even just to say man, anybody. A male chauvinist telling a woman governor that she's weak.
Yeah.
Either way, so it's ridiculous. It's decisive, it's aggressive, and it doesn't help the narrative. It only causes more problems because the people are not going to stop just because the cops apply more force.
Exactly.
It's only going to make matters worse.
That is so true. That is so very true. Wow. I think, honestly, that's a perfect opening for Halo. Okay? Because you, sir, have a message in that song. Please break it down and just kind of talk to us about Halo.
Halo is really anti-government in all forms. It doesn't. It pretty much lets the people know that we have lost the power and we have allowed Democrat and Republican to be considered the powers to be, and that the people don't really make. We're not the ones making the calls here, and it really does touch on the current administration, and it does call out some of the people and some of the policies that we've seen in the last 4 years that disproportionately affect, impoverished communities, minorities, and keeps the 1% in power. It keeps the people that are not using their platform for good. They're continuing to get richer and richer and tilting the poverty line. And so this song is meant to get people to see that both sides may have corruption, and we as people need to unite because we are bigger than the government.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and set this up for you. I wanted to set it up, and I usually set it up as you're talking, but I didn't want to obscure your face. I wanted them to see your face, your expressions, and everything. This is Halo, people.
It's Prada Gino. And act like he know. It's about to go down. I play the role of the good guy, but I ain't rocking no Halo. Y'all brought me into this game on that banana boat yelling, Dayo. That's why I can't just lay low. Steady collecting these pesos. I've got a voice, yeah, me too. It's gonna be heard when I say no. I play the role of the good guy, but I ain't rocking no halo. Don't throw me into this game on that banana boat, yelling, Dayo. That's why I can't just lay low. Steady collecting these pesos. I've got a voice, yeah, me too. It's gonna be heard when I say no. There's a lot of repression these days. Watch how they pressing these ways. From one party to the next party, they trying to make us all slaves. You see the hatred, it craze. This is just how animals behave. It's supposed to be the land of the free and home of the brave. Like Malcolm X, I will fight for what I believe in. But what these rappers are doing is trying to cover up all their treason. When you let fake news be the reason, the evidence steady teasing. I'm telling y'all, it's a cover up after cover up after cover up. Watch them scheming. Yeah, Humpty Dumpty sat on that wall. Humpty Dumpty made that call. If they want to be free for all, it's up to us now to make that fall. To the ground, knock it all down. Been around, nothing new now. Sick of these chains, are you sick of being bound? Elephants is relevant in company of clowns. Don't make this difficult. White nationalism, it is a code. Yeah, no longer invisible. We can finally see who is involved. Didn't think about that. Yeah, take a look at them facts. Last time we took a L, but this time we bounce back. I play the role of the good guy, but I ain't rocking no halo. Y'all brought me into this game on that banana boat, yelling, Dayo. That's why I can't just lay low. Steady collecting these pesos. I've got a voice, yeah, me too. It's gonna be heard when I say no. I play the role of the good guy, but I ain't rocking no halo. Y'all brought me into this game on that banana boat, yelling, Dayo. That's why I can't just lay low. Steady collecting these pesos. I've got a voice, yeah, me too. It's gonna be heard when I say no. History in the making, thanks now to the seats that we've taken. Got conservative shaking, from Green Bay down to Macon. It's that time to end the debating. We have got to stop all the hating. There's no time for hesitating. We don't have time to keep waiting. Let's just unify. I don't see you by race, just you and I. Maybe in a different case, yeah, you would try. But in reality, I just blew right by in my brand new ride. The doors of suicide, and that's that up and away. Feeling more and more alive, yeah, each and every single day. Hey, they really don't want it this way. We're willing to ball if they're willing to play. I gotta get them calls together one day. I have a dream, and that dream is today. When we make amends, throw them problems away. We can't come together, we will find a way. I give hope to the hopeless, in your name I pray. And catch out the ones that they deserve to pay. Just for the record, I'm killing them, sway. It's so political, hope that's okay. Like Run DMC from way back in the day. My Adidas have upgraded J's. If I parade, they think I'm crazy. Why go against them all this way? When I join the game, I never heard them say, welcome man, enjoy your stay. That's why I play the role of the good guy, but I ain't rocking no halo. Y'all brought me into this game on that banana boat, yelling, Dayo. That's why I can't just lay low. Steady collecting these pesos. I've got a voice, yeah, me too. It's gonna be heard when I say no. It's gonna be heard when I say no. It's gonna be heard when I say no. It's gonna be heard when I say no.
Ooh, now that was good. It's gonna be heard what I say, yo.
Yep. Oh, I mean, you hear. I mean, there's a lot of touches in there. You know, there's punchlines that might take a few times for people to listen to. Like, elephants is relevant in the company of clowns. Circus act, Republicans. You know, I don't know. You know, just talk about Malcolm X and you know, fighting for what we believe in and standing up and realizing that we got to take the power back. You know, I'm touching on the Me Too movement. I'm touching on immigration. I'm talking about the wall, Humpty Dumpty and the wall. There's a lot of political references inside of the lyrics here. It's just time to move. You know, it's time for me to move this, especially now more than ever, going into this, you know, the summertime and into the fall and into the election season. It's important for us to unify and realize as a body, we run this country.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Listen, tell the people you have some things coming up here. I want you to tell them, make the people informed about what's going on. Okay.
Yeah. First and foremost, you can see here my rap name is Prada Gino, and my Instagram handle is the @Prada_Gino. My website, if you want to track me as an artist and see all of the different social activities that I'm involved in and open up a discussion with me, you can just easily go to www.pradaginomusicgroup.com. And I'm actually starting my own label. I'm hoping to get my LLC taken care of this year, so then I can really officially start to build my business and be able to reach out to those that I feel deserve the opportunity to have their voice heard. I have an event coming up called the Launch Music Conference. It takes place normally in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, at the end of April. They postponed it till the second week of July, and now they have decided to do a virtual festival. So I will be putting on my pages on Instagram, on Facebook. I have a Prada Gino Facebook fan page as well. How to follow that and how to be a part of that experience as well as we transition into these these whole new ways of reaching people without an audience.
Awesome.
So this will be interesting. It'll be my first time really doing a set where I am sitting down live and I'm going to showcase some of my new music. I'm also going to release the Catch a Vibe music video during that festival, so people who tune in will have the first look before it hits YouTube. Yeah, and I'm hoping to have my album put together and ready for release by the end of July or August at the latest, so I can really position myself in marketing this music to be successful for me for the rest of this year.
Awesome. That is amazing. And so if they want to book you, they can go to.
Yeah, if you want to book me, go to my website and reach out to me. On my website, you'll be able to reach out to Prada Gino at PradaGinoMusicGroup.com. And from there, you'll be able to open the discussion with me personally. And I'm definitely not someone that you can't reach.
There you go. And I know that to be a fact because Prada Gino performed at my first biannual BTS Awards.
Yes. That's an amazing experience too. I still, James Scott, the guy with the mixed basketball league, I'm working with him now. I'm trying to set up where I can maybe possibly do their halftime shows when they get their league back going. So there's a lot of opportunities that have come about, thanks to the BTS Awards and what you put together. And
absolutely.
I look forward to seeing what you do this year and how we tackle that going into the fall.
Well, we have scheduled for 2021 to give us time to 2021 to give us the extra time to do what we got to do because of all of the situations that's been going on or whatever. We don't want to rush anything. We want to take our time and come up with a great, wonderful package because the premise behind what we do is wonderful, and we don't want anything to obscure from the vision. Okay, the vision that is to celebrate what we call the stars behind the stars, those necessary people. So that means that the next one, I don't know if you are familiar with the theme of the next one. The next one focus is the first responders. Now, we were talking about this. We had set this focus the second week, actually the week after the first one. Okay, we had met with our teams and everything, and we got everything together for first responders. We were going to honor the police officers, the firefighters, the MPs, all of the people, doctors, nurses, all of them, okay? And then here we are in the middle of COVID-19, okay? So if you did not appreciate first responders before COVID-19, then you definitely appreciate them now, okay? And when we we give them their red carpet, their blue carpet, actually, we give them their blue carpet experience because
it's original.
That's my color. Okay, we give them their blue and gold. We give you their blue carpet experience, and they are a star for a night. They're a star like they're supposed to be. We shower them with all kind of praises and a whole good show and live music and all of the things, a phenomenal meal and the whole 9 yards. Give them the recognition that they deserve. And so that's what we do at the BTS Awards. Look at this one here. What in the world?
That's the other cat. They're playing. They're both playing, so now they're getting praised.
That is so funny. Well, listen. I don't want no beef. I don't want no smoke because what they're doing is saying, hey, come on and play with us, okay?
Right.
Well, that's funny. Okay, listen, one more time, tell them where they can follow you, and then we're going to go out with catching a vibe. We're going to catch a vibe out of here.
Awesome. You can catch me. The easiest way to get in contact with me on every avenue is www.PradaGinoMusicGroup.com. within there, it lists my music. It lists ways to track me as an artist the next time I'm doing concerts and shows. It also gives you a breakdown of my history and of who I am and what I'm trying to do here. So I encourage you to follow me on Instagram at Prada_Gino, on Twitter at Prada Gino, Facebook at Prada Gino, SoundCloud, Spotify, TikTok, all of them. I'm on social media under Prada Gino.
Awesome. Listen, sir, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was a pleasure being here. I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to, really have an open conversation. And for the last couple of days, that is what my focus has been. And I started a group on Facebook called It's Time to Change the Conversation. It's a private group. If you friend me on Facebook and my name on Facebook, you just need to put no space, Prada Gino in the search. And my regular Facebook will come up under Anthony Prada Gino Green. And from there, you can DM me and ask me to be a part of the group because I need community outreach. I need people in different places so that we can come together and build systems that we can work in each different community. And it's going to take for us to band together to make that difference. And I am extending the offer for everyone to reach out and brainstorm and help us change the conversation.
There you go. Awesome. Listen, kudos to you. Hats off to you. I am so grateful to have you grace our New Music Monday platform right here at BB Entertainment. And you are just amazing. Okay.
You're amazing. This is your platform. I'm just here, gracing it for a short period.
Yes. Thank you so very much. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put that first little swagalicious picture up there. And we're going to go ahead and catch a vibe on up out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what to do. Go ahead and just lock it in every Monday right here at New Music Monday, talking to Miss B, talking to new and hottest and the latest artists. And I'm always here for the underdog. I'm always here for the underdog, okay? And so we're going to bring you new things, new conversations, new artists, new music, new vibes, new everything, okay? Right here in New Music Monday. So once again, we thank you for tuning in. And out of here, we're going to catch a vibe.
It's Prada Gino. Act like you know. Vibe gon' catch a vibe. It's a new day, rep a new day. Pour some extra sugar in the Kool-Aid. Y'all know it's hot like them Blue Jays. Gotta hit the block with the new fade. Press the whole world, new stage. A new chapter, turn a new page. Moving on up on a new wave. Gon' catch a vibe like you turn a new age. Gon' catch a vibe, don't it feel good? Gon' catch a vibe, roll it backwoods. Treat yourself this weekend, yeah, you know you should. Yeah, I knew you would. Ain't no stopping you. Summertime stopping, you deserve to get it poppin'. Hit the store you shopping for that weekend, got you copping that new outfit. The vibe, you the shit. All your friends want it. Hashtag my click. Pull up to the spot, hop out of the ride. Make a few calls, get the party live. As soon as all my friends arrive. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe, girl, get it right. Gon' catch a vibe, young light right. Ass gon' tell them haters night. Cause it really doesn't matter what they might like. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, that's a big mistake. Got you thinking about all the moves you gotta make. Now she got it all and them girls can relate. To that K. Make a name for it, Gon' catch a vibe, yeah, aim for it. Chillin' at the top, yeah, I came for it. Got me blowing up the spot, chase the game for it. Pull up to the spot, hop out of the ride. Make a few calls, get the party live. As soon as all my friends arrive, what you gon' do? I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. opportunity to be you. Let's go. Catch a vibe. Oh, catch a vibe. Oh, pull up to the spot, hop out of the ride. Make a few calls, get the party live. As soon as all my friends arrive, it's a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. Gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe. I'm gon' catch a vibe, gon' catch a vibe.